why have Punjab done so well off late, in particular when they've been under the pump? That's our second talking point with Ajit as well as Brad. Now, the reason for that is they've been very good in the death overs, bat as well as ball. Let's put the batting numbers up first for you. And it tells us a story, doesn't it, Brad? Or Broad, if whatever you prefer. But Brad, look, their run rate in the last, in the death overs has improved exponentially in the last 5 overs. So they've got a lot more runs. And as a result of that, they've been able to give their bowlers something to aim at.
Well, if you look at the column there, 21 wickets in the first 8 matches which they've lost, and 8 wickets in the last 5 matches which they've won and done well. So it's about keeping wickets intact in those latter overs and making sure that batsmen are set going into those final overs. You don't want to be losing wickets through that middle period, setting yourself up for a big feast in those last 4 overs when you know that the opposition bowlers are in trouble. So it's just a matter about setting it up, making sure you've got a batsman that's set in those final 4 overs to take on the 4 bowlers of the opposition.
Yes, Brad's doing excellently on his 45-second rule this time. He's just nailing it. Now, of course, there was the 230 game the other day where Punjab nearly lost, having scored 230. But their bowlers too have been doing a job. Mostly their seam bowlers come into the equation, but they've got some spin options now, and Ajit can reflect on this for us. That economy rate in the last 5 matches in the death overs has improved for Punjab, as has the average. They do have the likes of Mohit Sharma, Sandeep available, and Tewatia has done a job too. So that aspect of their cricket too is better in the latter half of the season.
Yeah, and that's what's helped them get a few wins. I think clearly the bowling's their weaker sort of suit, and I mean the batting's a lot stronger than the bowling, but the bowlers have turned around when it's mattered. I mean, you still won't call that bowling lineup the one that will win your IPL. But they're doing a job, and for them, the batsmen are putting the runs. I mean, they did need 230 runs the other night. It was probably one of the flattest pitches ever to have played cricket on. So Sandeep Sharma does a job with the new ball as well. He picks up early wickets, which helps. And then when you keep picking up wickets through the course of the innings, makes life a little bit easier when you bowl towards the end. They'll have to keep doing the best possible that they can, because in my opinion, they're still light on bowling. They'll have to get everything out of the bowling that they have, which at the moment they are.
So Ishant in or out?
I wouldn't play Ishant.
He was the best bowler last time. Come on. What do you think about Mohit Sharma especially, and Sandeep? In the end, they're executing their Yorkers, but Mohit, he's bowling the knuckleball and a few variety of slow balls out the back, as well as nailing that quicker Yorker. Do you think that's something that he's worked on his game?
Yeah, he always bowled a good slow ball. Yeah. More so back of the hand. The knuckleball's new variation that he's got. And it's the Yorkers still. I mean, okay, a lot of the batsmen, if you try to bowl Yorkers in the stump, get under it. But it's still a good ball if you can bowl it correctly. You still, if it's a good Yorker, you'll go for a single if you can't get a wicket. Any bowler that has a Yorker will usually try and escape.
Yes, but do you think the advent of that extra slower ball, the knuckleball, coming into his variety, is not allowing the batsmen to set themselves up, and that's making the Yorker a more prevalent ball?
Yeah, for sure. But I think you still need to have the ability to bowl the Yorker. Not everyone does. Yeah. And fortunately for Kings 11, him and Sandeep at the moment are.
Yes, did bowl a great last over, but remember he did go for 57 in that last game, but there was carnage, as Ajit said. All bowlers went for lots of runs, and as Harbhajan Singh suggested, maybe it's time for bowling machines to do the job.
Well, if he went for 60, they would have lost.